Good morning, children. Welcome back to the class. So today's date is 7 and session also 7. And we have studied lesson number 2 up to page number 263. Now we'll continue the 264 page. Language is the sign and symbol is the language of the map we have studied. Now the direction. Directions are the first item in the language of maps. To read a map, we must know the directions properly. So when you want to study about something in the map, we have to know the directions. There are 4 major directions. All maps follow the same system for showing directions. When we place a map before us on a table, on the top of the map is the north and the bottom is the south. Always the top of the map will show the north direction and the bottom will show the south direction. To your right is the east and the left is the west. These directions are shown by an arrow which is marked. So always the right is the east and the left is the west, and this will be shown by a arrow mark. If you want to know where the north lies, it will be marked with the arrow N. In the map, if you want to know where is the north located, it will be marked as N, arrow and the N. Once the north is identified, it is easy to understand the other directions. If you know the north, then you will be knowing the directions east, west, south. It will be very easy, no? Always the left side the north will be there and the right side automatically it will be the south, and the top will be the east and the west. Okay. So if the north is located, for the north, opposite side will be the south. Next, maps also show sub-directions. Between the north and the east lies the northeast. Between the north and the west lies the northwest. Between the south and the east it lies the southeast. Between the south and the west it lies the southwest. So, the directions are the major important point you have to learn. If suppose this is the north and the south. Okay. If you, early morning if you get up, the sun rises in the east. Sun rises sets in the west, and this will be the north and this will be the south. So these are the directions that you will be learning in the science or social. Okay. Now we learn about the directions that show in the map here. Now I am talking about the map. That's where the north is located, this side. Okay. And this will be the west and this will be the east. Now in between the north and the east, this is called as northeast direction, and this is called as southeast direction, and this is called as southwest direction, and this is called as northwest direction. Between part, this is called as like this. Map also, these are called as the sub-directions. Okay. North and east sub-directions. These are the major directions and this is the sub-direction. Okay, ma'am? So, the direction between the north and east is called as northeast. Between the north and the west is called northwest. Between the south and east is called as southeast. Between the south and west it is called as southwest. These are the sub-directions. Okay, children? Now this is the important point that you have to learn. Next, about the scale. The maps are drawn on a paper or sheets. Yes, where are the maps drawn? On a paper or a sheets. We cannot show the actual size of the earth on the maps. So actual earth size we cannot draw on a paper, because each location is very big. Area wise also it is very big. So we cannot draw the accurate size of the earth on a paper. So while drawing maps, scales are used. The distance between two places on the surface of the earth is drawn by using a particular length. So the distance between the two places between the earth, if you want to draw the distance between the two places, then they will be using a particular length. This is known as the scale of the map. This is known as the scale of the map. The language, the scale are different from our regular use. Clear? Thus, the scale is the ratio between the map distance on the ground distance. So map distance lo use chese scale ratio will be between the map distance and the ground distance. The scale that we are using, it is the ratio between the map distance and the ground on it. This is done by providing a scale at one corner. Map gives the scale as 1 centimeter to 100 kilometers. It means that 1 centimeter on the map represent 100 kilometers of the distance on land. On the map, the scale shows 1 centimeter. Suppose the scale shows 1 centimeter on the map. That means on the ground it shows as 100 kilometers. This is also very important. And this is the ratio. This is called as the ratio. So మ్యాప్ కి గ్రౌండ్ కి మధ్యలో ఒక రేషియో ఉంది. ఇలా మ్యాప్ పైన మనకి స్కేల్ 1 సెంటీమీటర్ చూపిస్తుందంటే అది గ్రౌండ్ పైన 100 కిలోమీటర్స్ అని అర్థం. ఓకేనా? ద రేషియో లైస్ బిట్వీన్ ద మ్యాప్ సర్ఫేస్ ఆన్ ద గ్రౌండ్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ద స్కేల్. ద స్కేల్ దట్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఆన్ ద మ్యాప్ ఈజ్ నాట్ సేమ్ యాజ్ ద instrument that we use to measure the ground. It is different. By using a small scale we cannot calculate the ground level. Okay, so on the map, suppose it shows that 1 centimeter lies between the one place to another place on the map. Same thing, if you measure on the ground, it will shows the 100 kilometers. Clear? Okay, next, it means that 1 centimeter on the map represents 100 kilometers of distance on land. Another form of representing the scale is known as graphic scale or linear scale. So one more type of scale is there, that is called as graphic scale or linear scale. Suppose from your house to school, మీ ఇంటి నుంచి స్కూల్ 100 kilometers ఉందనుకోండి, దాని మ్యాప్ లో మనకు 1 centimeter లాగా చూపిస్తారు. Okay, understand? Very simple example I have given you. A straight line is drawn and it is divided into a number of equal parts. Each part is numbered by measuring the length of unit. We can know how many kilometers each unit is equal to. So in this way they have divided it. Now about the colors. Colors help in identifying different geographic features. All maps follow a common scheme of coloring. Each color represents certain specific features on the map. So on the map you can see different colors. It may be a world map, it may be a Indian map or any map. They are using different colors on the map. Why? Because to represent the specific features on the map. Now we learn what is that. Water bodies like oceans, seas, lakes and rivers are always shown in the blue color. మన మ్యాప్ లో రివర్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయని ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది? వాటర్ ఉండదుగా మ్యాప్ లో, దానికి బదులుగా వాళ్ళు బ్లూ కలర్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. బ్లూ, వై? ద వాటర్ ఇన్ ద సీ అండ్ ద ఓషన్స్ ఆల్వేస్ రిప్రజెంట్ బ్లూ కలర్. సో మ్యాప్ పైన కనబడే బ్లూ కలర్ అంతా వాటర్ అనమాట. అంటే ఎక్కడ మనకి వాటర్ రివర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎక్కడ సీస్ ఉన్నాయి అనేది బ్లూ కలర్ లో ఈజీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తాం. ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి కూడా ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది కదా. లైట్ బ్లూ కలర్ రిప్రజెంట్ ద షాలో వాటర్ బాడీస్ అండ్ ద డీప్ బ్లూ కలర్ రిప్రజెంట్ ద డీప్ వాటర్ బాడీ. If it is light blue color, then you have to understand that it is a small water bodies, shallow, and deep water bodies, చాలా లోతుగా ఉన్న deep water bodies అయితే deep blue color యూస్ చేస్తారు. గ్రీన్ కలర్ షోస్ ప్లెయిన్ ఏరియాస్ ఆర్ లో ల్యాండ్స్. గ్రీన్ కలర్ అంటే ఎక్కడైతే క్రాప్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎక్కడైతే ఫారెస్ట్ ఉంటుంది, ప్లెయిన్ ల్యాండ్స్ ని గ్రీన్ కలర్ యూస్ చేస్తారు. అండ్ ఎల్లో అండ్ షేడ్స్ ఆఫ్ బ్రౌన్ ఆర్ యూస్ టు షో హై ల్యాండ్స్ అండ్ మౌంటైన్స్. బ్రౌన్ కలర్, ఎల్లో కలర్ షేడ్స్ ఎక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తారో హై మౌంటైన్స్ ఉన్న ఏరియాని చూపించడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తారు. నెక్స్ట్, ద కలర్ స్కీమ్ ఆఫ్ ద మ్యాప్ క్యాన్ బి అండర్స్టూడ్ బై ద కీ ఆర్ ద లెజెండ్ దట్ ఈస్ provided. It maintains the depth or height from the sea level for each color. So color scheme, మ్యాప్ పైన కలర్ స్కీమ్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. అది ఏం అండర్స్టాండ్, దానివల్ల మనకి ఏం అర్థమవుతుంది? డెప్త్ అండ్ హైట్ ఆఫ్ ద సీ లెవెల్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ ద colors. And next they have given the signs and symbols. Symbols and signs refer to various features on the map. There is a general agreement on the usage of these symbols, so they are called the conventional signs. Already we have learned now what are the symbols and the signs on the map. So this is a general agreement to usage the symbols, and they are called as conventional signs. For example, thick and dotted line shows the international boundaries, small circle shows cities, and double small circle shows the capital cities. They are very informative. They have given here Seema conventional symbols. See the symbol they have given, no? International boundaries ki ee symbol untundi, state boundaries ki metalled road, unmetalled road, bridge, temple, church, well and tank, river, streams, forest, capital city, post office, telegraph office, police station, rest house, railway line. These are the conventional symbols they have given in the textbook. And this is the homework for you. Write this one time. And by this we have finished the chapter. So what we have learned in this lesson, let's recall. Okay, a map is a drawing of the earth on a flat surface. Already we have learned, no? Next, maps are full of information. What is there in the map? All the information is there. A book of maps is called an atlas. All the maps together in one book is known as the atlas. Maps use different directions, scale and color to represent various features. Why is the maps are used? To know the directions, and the scale and color to represent various features. Or as we have studied about the scale, because it is used to know the distance, and color is used to know about the landforms like plains, mountains, forest areas. Next, maps are very informative and educate us about the land we live in. So when in further classes it is very useful for you, right? Teachers will be giving you a map and they'll ask to locate the rivers. So when you are learning, then the blue color helps you to study about the rivers. So like this they have differentiated with the colors. And the roads also they have given here, metal roads, unmetal roads, church, where is the church, where is the temple, and all these are you can learn with the help of the signs and symbols. Clear, children? This is about the lesson, and the homework you have to write it neatly and you have to mention the name. The next we will fill the blanks, true or false, question answers and everything, and go through the first lesson also and learn the question and answers. First lesson question answers also you have to be perfect. When you are writing homework itself you have to learn. ఇవాళ homework ఏం రాస్తున్నారు మీరు? కన్వెన్షనల్ సైన్స్. రైట్ వన్ టైం. సో లెర్న్ టుడే ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. ఈ రోజు పని ఈ రోజే చేసేయాలి. డోంట్ కీప్ పెండింగ్. అండర్స్టాండ్, చిల్డ్రన్? Make sure that you have to learn and write the homework one time. Thank you.